So I've added on a little bit more text. Now, if I want to spruce it up a little bit by adding on an image, there's a few ways that I can do that. I can just go ahead and click on images here and then go upload, and it will allow me to upload something from my desktop folder. And I'm just going to go ahead and select that, click open, and then it will add the image in for me. And from here I can, do some simple editing, such as cropping, so I can enlarge it, make it smaller if I wanted to. Once I'm done with the cropping, just click the little check mark. I can change this into uncropped if that's something I didn't want to do, and I can hyperlink it. Again, we'll talk about the hyperlinking later. And what you can do is you can drag this up. You can put it next to your text, above your text, or below your text if you want, like as a separate section or divider. You can center it and move it around. You can go ahead and add in additional images here if you'd like. One of the other ways to get an image onto your website is to just copy and paste the URL. So if you know the link to an image, you can just drop it in here. You can search images. So if I just want to search ocean images, it will pull up a lot of ocean images for me. I can just click on something that I like, select it, and it'll drop it right in for me. I can also pick something from my Google Drive if I'd like. So I just go to select, go to my Google Drive or my album, and it will select images from there. Now, if I don't like the size of it, let's say it's a lot smaller than my old image, I can resize it so that they're roughly the same size. It also gives you some layout sections over here. So if you want consistency, you want the image to look the same without having to resize it too many times, you could just click on one of these. It's going to add in some boxes for you. You can just click the little plus button and it's going to ask you the same thing. Do you want to upload the image? Do you want to select an image? Do you want to pull it from Drive? You can add in a few other things, which we'll get to later. And then you can also give it some text underneath. What is the image about? So if I wanted to add in text under this, I would just click a text box and I would just put ocean image 1. So once I'm done with that, I can take this and then I can actually move it to the space that I want. So I just grab this little center button and I put it there. Again, if I want to play around with centering text, I can. So you can go with one of the layouts or you can play around with it and make one on your own. So some of the other things you can add on here are dividers. So if you want to make clear that there's a difference between this section and the next section, you can drop in this little line, this little divider, and you can pretty much move it to wherever you want. Let's say I want it between these two, just drop it right there. Now at this point, you kind of have some stuff and you're like, wow, that looks really weird. I don't know how that's going to look. There's this little eyeball button up here, which is your preview mode. Again, no one can see your site yet, you haven't published, but if you're curious what it looks like, just click on the preview button, and this is what somebody would see if they go to your site. So like right now you added on those 2 blank images, there's nothing there. But if a student was navigating your site, this is exactly what they would see. Once you're done with this and like, okay, I forgot that I left these 2 boxes there. Click on the back button and then just go and say, okay, I need to delete this, or I need to add in text here, or I want to change the font of this section. So just go and maybe switch it up a little bit. Go back to your preview button. And again, you can see exactly what your site is looking like so far. And if it doesn't look the way you want it to, like I accidentally deleted the numbers and I didn't want to do that. I'm just going to click the undo button and it takes me backwards. So it's not like you lose your work. So again, I'm going to go back. Okay, there are my numbers again.